right, welcome everybody tonight to Week 13 Road to 2D2. You got Ryan here. You got Brian. Oh my, right. And then
Right now.
Joey, Uncle Joe.
Hi.
Right now, yes. Now I see my connection is kind of crappy. So just a good night for all of us, I guess. Joey, where are you at tonight?
Rocking the ATL, baby. I'm in Atlanta.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And Ryan
Nice. Joey, while you're
is.
rocking the ATL, why don't you get what? It's gonna be that night tonight. While you're repping the ATL, why don't you give us our socials?
Yep. Twitter and Instagram at Heartland Pulse. Search us on Facebook. Look up Pulse of the Heartland. YouTube, you're already there if you're watching us live. Otherwise, do the same. Just search Pulse of the Heartland. You can find us at our new home, inthezone.studio. I just put my third blog up for on the website. You can find all of our other videos from past recordings, and then there's a ton, and I mean a ton, of other great writers that are on there right now, guys. Go check their stuff out. A bunch of great NFL stuff, power rankings, week by week predictions, and we've also got some WWE and NXT stuff on there. So yeah, go find all that stuff on inthezone.studio.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yes, great plug there. Great plug.
Thanks.
Drink anything special tonight or not?
I had some Bud Light seltzers, and then I fell asleep, and
What?
I don't feel very good now. So now I just have water.
All right. I'm just going with the Dr. Pepper and cream soda. So yeah, I've been dealing with this freaking sinus crap for the whole week, and this is caffeine seems to be the only thing that clears me. So
Have you had it where if you don't have caffeine for a while, you start getting those headaches too?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I drink too many Monster Zeros to even risk going a couple days without.
No, that's an addiction. I've realized that slowly because it's like when I've started to quit, it's like day 2. It's like, God, why is I have a pounding headache and I'm just irritable and because I don't have my happy juice to fucking keep my system going, you know?
That's the thing is I don't know your guys' line of work, what it's like every day, but working in a hospital, I need my Monster. I don't care. I need it. And I go with the healthy version because it's the zero, so no problems there, guys.
Exactly. Nothing wrong whatsoever.
Not
I'm
at all.
basically drinking vegetables is what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Just a bunch of vitamins is all I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's jump into this. I don't know. I guess I didn't see how you guys started last week. It was a busy Thanksgiving for our side of things, so I didn't quite see everything. But I'm going to hop into the power rankings that Peter does for In the Zone.
Nice.
Did you go over them last week?
No, I think we just powered through we wanted to get the hell to Thanksgiving break, so we just
did
picks.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna slow us down a little bit tonight. Not too bad, I guess. Just go over like the top 6 or 7 here. He's got Kansas City at first, which I 100% agree with. I just don't see a team better than Kansas City right now.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
Are you still on Miami, Joey?
Yep.
You would be. You sandbagging.
Undefeated since I said it.
Number 2, he's got Philadelphia. I can agree with that. Number 3, he's got Minnesota. I agree with that. I don't know about you guys. I guess if most places have the Vikings at like 6 or 7, which maybe, I don't know. I feel like one game is kind of blowing it out of proportion, even though it was a blowout, but it's whatever. Again, power rankings are not a huge deal anyway, but whatever. Miami at 4, Peter has them. The Bills at 5 and the Cowboys at 6. Oh, San Francisco at 7 too. The only thing I would say for me is I'd probably put the Cowboys ahead of the Bills right now. The Bills just seem a little lost, and with Von Miller gone, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would probably say right now the Cowboys need to be up. I would currently say above the Vikings just because of that huge blowout. But again, you keep winning games. I mean, that's where it's going to be. You're currently ahead of them in the actual NFC, aren't you? In the standings.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, and they're going to be behind us no matter what with how good with Philadelphia winning their division. So,
yeah,
as long as we win the division, which that could be wrapped up as early as this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they'll probably. I would assume they'll be the first wild card team.
You got any thoughts on it, Joey?
No, I don't know. I like the Vikings, and I think that they're very good. I just don't think the NFC North is very good. So I hope that they can wrap up the division this weekend. Yeah, I really, really like them, and I like the way their team's set up. They just seem to have the 2 games that they got blown out. They got really badly blown out. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I like the Vikings.
That would be my only other concern, only because like they're both in the NFC. So unfortunately, you're probably going to see those two potentially in the playoffs, not for sure.
Yeah.
But
the one nice thing is should have home field advantage for a couple games and should not see them at least for the second game. Right now, I think Washington has the last spot, which I don't even know if I want to see Washington with how hot they're getting.
Yep.
The NFC is turning tough. It started a little rough,
Mm-hmm.
but that really the NFC East is pretty tough.
Well, it's about damn time because they have really brought down the NFC for years, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Well, all
Don't
right,
forget the champs that are going to come out of the South. Those NFC South champs, whoever it is, they'll be a tough out.
Yeah. Yep.
Honestly, Bucks, Panthers, which ones?
The Falcons.
Oh, okay.
I see Pittman is out for the season. Pitts. I see he's out for the season.
Yes,
hurts.
sir, he is.
That
Very
hurts.
much. Hurt his ACL last week.
Oh, shit. Completely torn or just enough where it's like just cautionary taking him out?
I'll look that up while we get started, but I'm pretty sure he tore it.
Just before we start, just because in case no one's actual watching, because we have it on our ticker here, just for the standings, I tried to make as triumphant as a jump as I could, but Trent's still leading the whole damn thing right now through 12 weeks here. Trent's in first. He's 96 and 79 right now. He's picking over 55% of the games right. I'm trailing right behind him. I believe the math was wrong when I did it first, but 97 and 80, so I'm a full game back on him. Clark is in third at 94 and 85. Joey's in fourth at 91 and 86. And then Ryan, you're at 77 and 100.
I don't even know how I did what I did last week. I think I lost like 9 in a row or something like that. I have no clue how that's even possible.
Well, and we finally had our first full slate, so you could really have those big swings as well compared to like a 12 game week where it doesn't seem as bad. But yeah, I mean, I had a terrible Thanksgiving, and then my afternoon was just completely freaking hot on Sunday. So
Yeah.
I mean that's where it always seems to be. You get one slot of games absolutely correct, and the other one it just seems like you crap the bed. All of them, not you.
Every single one of them.
I mean,
All
Brian,
right,
you were the only one that was even 500 last week, so good on
yeah,
you.
we all well, and I mean 500. If you're betting like we are, just one game at a time, you're negative money because you don't double your money when you win. So no one made money last week actually, but
Right.
at least 500 to gain some games on Trent. That's my goal at this point. I'm just out here to demolish Trent, but the crown still lays on his head, man.
I gained another game on him with our ESPN pick'em, so I'm happy about that.
Well,
Or when I had another game. If I was doing money lines, I tell you what. All right, let's hop into game one. Go ahead, Joey. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say I'm 2 weeks in a row that I didn't make picks, and I created the damn group.
I'm only doing it just so I can say I beat Trent now.
I think you're the only two still picking.
I think there's a couple more, but yeah, you're probably close. All right.
I'll look it up.
Thursday night football. We got Buffalo at New England. Buffalo 3.5-point favorites with a total of 43.5 points. I'm going with Buffalo mainly because I still think they're good. I think they're quite a bit better than New England. The Vikings beat New England by more than 3 points, so I think Buffalo can do the same thing. Yeah, that's my bulletproof logic there. Go ahead, guys.
Right now and I'm picking the opposite. I'm picking New England plus 3.5. Just even looking at the trend, because we already talked about Von Miller getting injured, which I think will be bigger than what we anticipate with them. Something's going on with them, dude. I mean, not only with the injury, but Buffalo, they're 0-4-1 against the spread the last 5 weeks. Now you're going into a game against Bill Belichick, excuse me, where both defenses are highly ranked. I mean, it seems like these are the types of games where Bill Belichick kind of thrives, where you have a team that's kind of limping in. It's at home in New England. I also had in there. I had under 43.5. I think I'm just going to pick the New England spread, though. I think somehow with how Mac Jones looked against the Vikings, that is kind of another big thing that I am.
But remember, the Vikings had a lot of people hurt.
Mm-hmm. So, it's kind of like Taylor Heineke. Once a guy starts getting into a rhythm and he sees that he can win, or sees that he can throw for 303 touchdowns, it tends to continue. I feel like. What's
good to see is Vegas is finally kind of tempering their expectations of Buffalo, because they had a 9.5. They were favored 9.5 points against Detroit. Vikings, they were only favored 3 because they thought it was going to be Case Keenum playing, but then prior to that they had, I think, like an 11-point spread. So finally, this is a more reasonable spread. If it was up to 6 points, there's no way I would take it. But yeah, the 3.5 I'm going with.
Agreed.
Joey?
Yep, I'm going to go with the Bills, and I'm going by just because they had a very close game with Minnesota, and Minnesota beat New England by more than 3.5. I think Buffalo's going to beat them by more than 3.5. I also don't think the Patriots have a quarterback at the moment. I don't think they know what they're doing with Mac Jones and why they're even messing around with him and not going with someone else already. It's beyond me. Belichick is usually very good at pulling the trigger on those things, but he's not this time for some reason. So, yeah, I'm going to go Bills.
I don't feel like Matt Patricia knows what he's doing anymore either.
Right.
Have you?
Yep. Ever since Detroit.
Have you guys heard the rumor that Tom Brady might return next year?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. That would be strange to me, but that's whatever. The other guy is Clark has plus 3.5 with New England, going with you there, Bryant. And Trent's taking the Buffalo money line. So money line Trent strikes again.
I think me and Clark have this weird Chiefs connection. It seems like we're always kind of lining up on some of these like off picks for some reason.
Well, it works. It seems to work. All right, next game we got Tennessee at Philadelphia. Philadelphia 5.5-point favorites with a total of 44.5. Let's see here. I took Tennessee, the 5.5, mainly because it seems to me that the code that was cracked is that you can run against Philadelphia. Derrick Henry could have a heyday against these guys. Is their defense good enough to stop Philadelphia? That's the question that I have. But I think Derrick Henry could have a heck of a big game this week.
Mm-hmm. I'm only going to take the points just so I can keep gaining on Trent. But if you like underdogs to bet and make your money, Tennessee straight up is a pretty good bet on just winning the game in general. I don't know what it is about Vrabel being an underdog, but he must get them fucking fired up, or he must have picked up a lot from Belichick to game plan. Because just against the spread, he's 21-7 as a 3+ point underdog. But as you mentioned, not only just that they've cracked that you can run the ball on the Eagles to keep it close, they're still missing Jordan Davis. Now, did they have a Ndamukong Suh? Did he play last week? Does anyone know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he did.
He did. So it didn't seem to help too much. Now they did cover by 0.5 point versus Green Bay, which I don't think is anything to write home about. So I don't know. I got Tennessee plus 5.5 as well.
I feel they lost. Philadelphia lost their safety too. Yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Gotcha. Who you got, Joey?
Yep, I am taking the Titans plus 5. I don't think that the I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are unbeatable like we thought they were before, and I just think it's, even though they lost last week, I still think it's Tractor Cito season. Like I think, watch out for the Titans to make a big run here towards the end.
I mean, that's another thing. They slowed down Joe Burrow in that offense to only 20 points. So, I mean,
True.
I know Jamar Chase has been out, but that really hasn't stopped that team up until this point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that's more of a testament to Tennessee.
We could have had a team ride here, but Clark did the right thing. He went with Tennessee. Trent went with Philadelphia -5.5.
When he gets it right and he gains a game on me, I'm just going to be touche.
All right, so the next game here, this is Minnesota New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings 3-point favorites with a total of 44.5. I went with the homer pick. I'm taking Minnesota. I feel like their offense is better, although Mike White, I'm not sold on him. I feel like it's the same story as last year where he has one awesome game, and then after that, everyone's just Mike White's the greatest person ever and just lays eggs. I'm hoping that's the case. I think the Vikings have a better offense. Jets have a great defense, but the Vikings are getting Caleb Evans back and Dalvin Tomlinson back, so their defense should also be a bit better. So yeah, taking the Vikings -3. Joey, I'll call on you. Go ahead.
All right. I do believe in Mike White based on all of the memes that I've seen on Facebook and Twitter saying how to make the best quarterback ever. You put Mike White's head with Mike White's arm, Mike White's legs. I honestly, and this isn't anything against Minnesota, I'm taking the Jets money line. I just think that Jets team was on the cusp of being very, very good, and they were a decent quarterback away. And I think Mike White is that decent quarterback. I think the Jets are going to make a big splash. I think 3 AFC East teams get in the playoffs, and I think all 3 win that first round. So, yeah, I just think the Jets are very, very good. So we'll go with that.
That's fair.
Joey, I just took a bunch of stats, because I mean, my note that I had in here, and I had it bolded because I was not confident in. I hated picking this game, just because it's like I have been the Vikings hater, and not just intentionally. It's because right now, I mean, they've been winning, but it's all been 1-score games, right?
Yeah.
And I was reading an article on Action Network, and dude, like, I know you guys have always tried. It's like, God, we just can't like win the game, or we can't just, we don't have that blowout or something.
We'll miss the extra point to keep it close.
Exactly. Yeah, or miss the extra point. But I found some stats like so far when the Vikings with Cousins, when they're facing a low-scoring team, and they're counting this as averaging less than 20 points scoring and allowing less than 20 points a game, Minnesota is 2-2 straight up and 0-4 against the spread. Cousins with the Vikings overall, 37-2 against the spread. The Vikings this year, 5-5-1 against the spread.
Jesus.
It's just like everything is just 50-50. I could not make a choice.
Up until this year, I think Kirk Cousins' total career record was at 500 up until this year too.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you have Justin Jefferson, you have the tools, you got a defense now. Like, please start winning against the spread, because like I just can't. Usually, me, man. Vrabel's 21-7 against the spread in these situations. Done. Cousins, I cannot figure him out. Real quick, not because I think I'm going to change my pick. Did Trent have Minnesota covering as well?
Yes, I believe he did. He did, yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Just because not only Trent picked Minnesota, but because Joey convinced me, I'm going to go Jets. Jets -3. Jets +3.
He convinced you with the meme? That's what he convinced you with?
Dude, I literally in my notes here, and just so I know what to say, I said hated picking this game. Cousins may be a bigger question mark than Mike White is against the right now against the spread wise, because I just cannot. Like I said, everything is 500. There's no trend one way or another. Right now the Vikings, they are with I'm sorry. In a 1 p.m. or earlier game, they're 46-34-2 against the spread. So I mean, they tend more to cover early on. I I'm gonna go with Joey. I got to be the heel here. I'm gonna go Jets +3 here.
No, I get it because it's been nothing but
Yes.
close. It's been nothing but close wins. Facing, like I said, with this 4 games they had, I want them to go 2-2. They're 2-1, so I could see them losing this game, no problem. I really could.
See, I'm picking it just so your prediction is right of 2-2.
That
You can
yeah,
go
I
three-
appreciate that.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to switch. I want you to go 3-1, but the Vikings win by 2 points. How about that?
That works. That
Okay.
works. But yeah, it's just I have hope that Caleb Evans before he got hurt looked like a freaking awesome cornerback. As a rookie, he looked freaking awesome. I think he's a rookie. And yeah, with their best run stopper coming back, I'm hoping.
This is going to be an awesome matchup. I'm just thinking of it. How is Sauce going to do against Justin Jefferson?
I was watching on God, I can't remember what I was watching, but apparently when Sauce is on somebody, it's usually one-on-one. They don't usually have somebody double with him. So JJ one-on-one versus Sauce, I think I don't know. I would like to give the advantage to JJ, but man, that could be a hell of a good matchup. I don't know what their pass rushing is. I don't know if they've got any good pass rushers. I haven't heard it's near as good as Dallas or New England's. So hopefully our line can give Kirk some time this week.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think they're decent. I'll look up some stats. Well, I guess so. We had Trent -3. Who what did Clark have?
Took the over.
Solid. I can see that.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Next game, we got Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Pittsburgh 1-point favorites at 40, and total is 42. Joey, lead us off here.
Falcons money line. They're at home. Pitts may be out for the season, but they still got Patterson and Drake London, and Grady Jarrett is going to rip up that offensive line for Pittsburgh. So Atlanta money line.
Bryant, go ahead.
I have Pittsburgh -1. I'll be honest, I didn't even know Pitts was out before making this pick here, but I just don't thumbs down me. I think just Pittsburgh, they're gaining steam right now. Atlanta had that super hot start against the spread. I mean, I keep saying it, and it's just cliche. But I mean, TJ Watt's he's still back from injury. That defense is getting better here. In Atlanta, they have. I mean, I think they're last in the league in sacks, aren't they? Do you know,
Yep.
Joey?
Yep.
So I mean, I think just having that, allowing a little extra time for Pittsburgh to prepare for it, especially with a young quarterback, that's going to be huge. If you can create any pressure, I don't think Pickett's any good, against that type of rush. But I think that's just Pickett's going to have enough time to, actually make something happen.
I'm with you. I think Pittsburgh has really started to gain steam, like you said. Their last 3 games, they've looked pretty good. These last 3 games, they're 2-1. They lost to Cincinnati, I believe. That's not a bad loss.
No. And it was close. It was within a touchdown.
Yeah, Atlanta's getting hurt. They're kind of on the downside. They're not looking that great. How they started. Sorry, Joey. I don't want to be mean, but I'm going with Pittsburgh. I think Clark is riding with Pittsburgh also. Yes, Clark is. And Trent is going with Joey and taking the Atlanta money line.
There we go.
That's right. Trent and I, you guys suck it.
Whoa, dang.
All right. Next game, Washington at New York Giants. Washington -2.5, total of 40.5. I'm sticking with Washington. Washington's been hot. They've been, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the NFL right now. The Giants, I'm not sold on them. They're a great team, it looks like, but I'm just not sold on them compared to Washington. So Washington -2.5 is what I'm going with. Brian?
Joey?
Joey,
okay.
Go ahead. Whoever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going with Washington. I think that they are red hot right now. I don't trust the Giants. Like I haven't all season, and they went on a fantastic winning streak to begin it. I feel like they ran out of steam. So I think Washington's on the cusp. I would not be surprised if all 4 from that NFC East make it to the playoffs. So just saying. But yeah, I'll go with Washington.
I am going with the under 40.5, but I love the Washington minus 2.5 pick. I just Washington's hot, but the Giants, they have I would say it just seems like they have luck or defense on their side. They do pretty well. So far in the year, these two combined, the under is, or I'm sorry, it's 7-5. They're 7-15. The under has hit 15 times for these two teams combined. Heineke in his 5 starts so far, he's scored less than 20 points 3 times. And so far, just for the season, some stats I've found in an outside divisional game, the under hits 23. It's 23-10, so it hits 71% of the time. And then since the start of last season, it's 59-27, so it's hit 61% of the time. So I'm gonna go with the under.
Works for me. Sounds good to me.
Ryan approved.
It's Ryan. Yeah, that has a high. Yeah, I would not put that stamp of approval on anything. We got Trent going against, or I guess he's going against me and Joey, going with the Giants 2.5 points. They're going with it. And Clark is taking the Giants money line.
Nice.
Ooh.
Giants money line plus 115. So get a little bit extra money out of it.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Next game here. I hate having to try to look through this. Denver at Baltimore. Baltimore 9-point favorites. Total of 38 points. Joey, can Denver come back? Can Russell Wilson play after he was, not many people came to his birthday party? Is he going to be able to handle playing?
I had no idea about the birthday party thing, but no. The answer is just no. That Denver offense is terrible. Somehow Carson Wentz still has more touchdown passes than Russell Wilson, and he hasn't played since week 6. I am taking the under in this game. I think Lamar and the Ravens are good. I don't think that they put up a ton of points in this, but I bet they win 21-0, 24-3, something like that. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a very Big Ten score in this, and the Ravens win big, but it's still under 38.
I'm going to hop in just because I have the same thing as Joey. I have the under as well. I'm going to just start calling these games when the Broncos are involved. I'm just going to call them the danger under instead of the dangerous. Because so far, and for these two teams as well, the under is it's 7-14. They do not hit the overs a lot between these two teams. Lamar still not 100%, not 100% healthy. He's not focused 100%, telling fans to eat a dick. I just, like you said, I think it's going to be if the Ravens are going to dominate, it's going to be a 2-3 touchdown win, and the Broncos ain't going to do shit, to be honest.
So Clark also took the under, and I'm changing my pick, boys. I had the team. I had Baltimore team total. This is going to be my teaser of the week here. Okay.
Ooh.
Here he goes.
Let me work this up. This is, a huge stamp of approval again.
that coveted Ryan seal of approval on a pick here, right?
Yes, exactly. So the teaser is going to be the Ravens minus 2.5, under 44.5.
Okay, so Ravens what, and then under what? Sorry,
Ravens minus 2.5, under 44.5.
And that's minus 120.
Yes.
Jesus, man, you better be putting. I hope you've been putting money on these because those seem. I mean, that seems like too good, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Getting both of those, but hell yeah, man.
Yeah, especially getting 6 extra points on that over under.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, that will be what we're doing. I need to change that at some point, but that will be my bet. And what did Trent have? Trent with Denver plus 8.5. So he thinks sporned Russell Wilson is going to come and kick ass after he had a bad birthday party. Patrick Peterson was on Rich Eisen today, and Rich Eisen. So if Kirk Cousins has a birthday party, how many of you guys are showing up to it? Patrick's like, every single one of us is going to show. We love Kirk, man. Everyone's going to be there.
Yeah. And he knows the audibles, and we don't have to go through his agent. Yeah, I
Best-
mean, that's probably what happened is there's a snafu in the RSVP, and they'll chain a command on, instead of replying to Sierra or Russ, whoever sent the invites, they go through the manager, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and half of them got sent to Seattle too, probably.
That's who Lamar should have saved his suck a dick for, was Russ Wilson. Just as when they go do their pregame dap up or whatever, just suck a dick, man. You suck. Get out here.
Get down here. Jesus. What do the other two have?
Trent took Denver plus 8.5. Clark also took the under with you guys.
Nice. By the way, I'm pretty sure this birthday party story, I'm pretty sure this was a storyline from draft day, wasn't it? The star quarterback that no one wanted to go to his birthday party, so they traded down and shit.
I guess I don't know. I just heard about it today.
Look it up. That is like a major plot point. Everyone's like, he is the one dude. You got to draft him. And Kevin Costner goes, can't draft him. No one went to his birthday party. That's look it up. I swear to God, that is the line.
No, that's really funny. All right, next game. Oh, this is the big one this week, guys. Cleveland.
God damn it.
Houston. Cleveland 7-point favorites with a total of 46.5. Joey threw out a GD out there. What do you got there, Joey?
This day came way too fast. You know, everyone talks about just flying by as you get older. I just did not want Deshaun Watson to play again. So yeah. I'm still taking Cleveland -7. I completely forgot about Sean coming back. So I think they could be even bigger of a spread there. So yeah, I'm going to go Cleveland -7. They're a good team, even without him, and Houston's very bad.
I went with Houston. How good is Watson going to be? He hasn't played a snap for a couple seasons now. I'm sure he'll be fine, but how long will it take for him to get up to speed in the NFL? I do not want to say that I favored Cleveland at all, too. So I just want Houston to come and just nail his ass so many times. There's gonna be so many boo birds in that stadium. I'm gonna go with Houston +7 on this.
I couldn't morally, at least for the first week, to root for the Cleveland to win big at the Texans, you know, with all this. Now, I've picked the under 47. I think it's 46.5 now. I don't know which one it is, but I'm picking the under. I think it for a couple reasons. One, I think if there's going to be any emotion in the game, it's going to be by the fans. I mean, remember, he didn't play all last year. There's probably very few players on this Houston team that even dealt with Deshaun a couple years ago. You know, I mean, that team is such in shambles. They've been moving around pieces. I don't think they're going to have the emotional response that we hope that they would. I think the crowd would be more involved than usual, but I don't know if that's going to relate to the Texans getting a lot of points. I hope they do. I hope I'm completely wrong and they win 50-0, so the over hits and Texans win. I don't think they have much of a connection, and unfortunately, I think Deshaun, he's still probably a pretty solid quarterback. It's just, as you mentioned, how many reps he's going to get with the first team, and is that chemistry going to hit right away in this first week?
And just getting up to NFL speed is not. I don't think it's that easy to do after you've missed 2 seasons. But
yeah, could be wrong. And just the timing. I mean, you see it with Kirk and his receivers now for a second year with Justin Jefferson. It's starting to come together. You know, look, actually, a better one is probably look at Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, because they played for so long in college. They even skipped a year, but then they come right back together and they got that chemistry. You know, I don't think I don't. Has he been able to practice with the team with first
just
team
this last week?
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think he's probably going to have that yet. So I think that lends to the under. Plus, unfortunately, Houston's bad.
Plus, do you think there's any people in that Denver locker room that have, Cleveland locker room that have morals that are like, I can't freaking work with this guy?
Well, they're still there. I mean, I doubt it. I mean, at that point, it's just a business decision. They're going, hey, man, I don't, if they do, it's probably I don't associate with the guy. He's just on the other side. I don't take meetings with him, and I don't talk with him afterwards. So
we go to different massage parlors. We're not the same.
Yeah, I go to the legal ones. Damn it.
Yeah. It looks like the other Trent and Clark also took under on this game.
There we go.
Joey, you raised your hand. You have a question?
Yeah. Thanks for making me look like a big Deshaun dick, guys. I like it. But no, the reason why it's going to be okay for him to come back, and well, not for him to come back, but that they'll be a dead last in the league in rushing defense. Houston, number 5 in the league in rushing is Cleveland. Nick Chubb. 2 words, Nick Chubb. They need to beat Houston. So Deshaun could even not play. They'd still win by 7.
I agree. And I think that also kind of lends to, if they're going to keep running the ball with Chubb, if they can't get anything going, just burn that time off the clock.
Yep.
All right, the next game, Jacksonville at Detroit. Jacksonville 1-point favorites with total of 51.5. Bryant, why don't you start this one off?
Oh, shoot. I am going money line Detroit plus 100. Again, we're talking about a Jacksonville team. They did win last week, but they were playing a team that has. I mean, I sent that the picture to the group, but I mean they've had I think it's 4 or 5 different double-digit leads. Yeah, and they lose these games. I mean. There's more than just it being Lamar and the Ravens, but I think that was one of those where they played to win that one, and maybe they'll continue doing it. But right now, I don't believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars still. Detroit's always close. I think they have the offense to get it done. Also, the Jaguars this year being the favorite, they're 0-2 straight up as money line favorites this year. So when they are favored, they shit the bed. So.
Yeah. Joey?
Yeah, I also don't believe in Jacksonville, but they had a huge win last weekend, and both teams are seemingly putting up points. So I was taking Detroit straight up, but I'm going to switch that, and I'm going to go with the over 51.5. I think both can get in the high 20s in this.
Nice.
Yeah. I went with the Detroit team total of over 25. Detroit seems to be pretty good at covering that. 25, I think, won't be an issue against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Clark took, I believe, Denver. Yep, took Denver, or excuse me, Detroit. Why is Denver on my mind? Holy crap.
Get Russ out of there, dude.
God dang it.
You're just thinking about, okay, I'm going to find a picture, and it's probably not that funny, but have you ever seen parents will just post anything online? But there's a picture of this mom that posted the saddest little boy and goes, no one from his class came to a birthday party. It's like this 8-year-old on this longest table I've ever seen with 20 seats, and he's just sitting there with the birthday cap, just looking at a piece of pizza. That's you thinking that's Russ the whole time.
I don't understand. This is Russ's first year in Denver. Why did he not go to Casa Bonita and just recreate South Park for a birthday party?
Yeah,
that'd been amazing.
Maybe players would have shown up.
Because he's not that fucking cool.
No, now when you have Sierra as your wife, that can make an amazing dinner. Come on. Trent also has Detroit, but he has Detroit -1, so he kind of screwed himself out of 2 points apparently. Sorry, Trent. Sucks to suck.
Shucks.
All right. Next game here. Green Bay at Chicago. Green Bay 4.5-point favorites with a total of 43.5. What did I do? Oh, I went with the over 43.5. This is based on if Justin Fields plays. Joey, what do you got this game?
Okay, so I've got the under 43.5. I don't believe Justin Fields is playing, is he? I thought they were already moved on to second string for this one again. But
I have heard that he's in line to start this week. If he doesn't, then my bet is different. But with Justin Fields, over for me. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah. So I've got under because I didn't think he was. So let me look it up. If he is playing, I think Chicago can maybe cover by themselves against Green Bay. Justin I type in
That is
Justin
great.
Fields, and the first thing that comes up is journey with epilepsy, and I don't believe I knew he had that. So
God, don't be talking about something serious like that, Joey. When I just sent the picture, I'm trying to pull it up online.
oh, I didn't see the picture.
Of this, it's not. It's yeah. It's. I'm just picking up the picture. I wish I knew how to do Photoshop so well.
Yeah,
So I
someone
could
needs to
actually.
Photoshop Russ's face on there.
Yes, exactly. Hold on,
Um,
Joey.
While you're looking at that, Clark. Oh, there we go.
Just put Russ's face on that. Just him sitting alone with
Oh
all
my God.
the pizzas in front of him. That's Russ's last week.
Hell yes.
Poor guy.
So
that is a good one to put on Twitter right there.
Yeah, I'll actually dick around with that a little later. See if I can make us go viral here. I have Green Bay -4.5 against the spread. I mean, I'm sorry. With the injuries on Chicago's side, the lack of defense that they traded away. I mean, these are just some crazy stats that Rodgers has. It's he's 23-5 straight up against Chicago, 21-7 against the spread against Chicago, 10-3 against the spread in Chicago. He's 6-2 as a 6-point or fewer favorite versus Chicago. I'm not going to pick against that. Everything is leading towards it.
So Clark is with you, Green Bay -4.5. Trent also took the under. So yeah, I'm going to say my number one bet for this game, over if Justin Fields is in. If Justin Fields is out, I'm taking Green Bay -4.5. Is that okay?
Sure. Just as long as the bet's in by Sunday.
That's what these magical things are for.
Yep, exactly. That's the beauty of living in a state that allows legal gambling. You can just change your picks last minute, right, Joey? Just shaking his head for folks listening at home.
Hey, at least you got the legal weed there, Joey. You may not be able to gamble, but you can sit there and smoke. There you go.
I have a card anyway, even if it wasn't.
All right, next game. I want you to lead this one, Brian. We got Kansas City at Cincinnati with Kansas City 2-point favorites and total of 52.5. Go ahead.
Let me get it switched around. I have the over 52.5 here. Two of the top 5 defense or of offenses. Probably, I mean, statistically, maybe even top 3. With the defenses ranking in the middle. So I think that's just going to add points on points. The big question I have is the Chiefs pass rush, which has been a lot more solid this year with a more fit, Frank Clark, and a lot of the schemes that I think they were struggling with last year with Spagnuolo, they've been able to execute this year. Is that going to be enough to create pressure for Burrow? Because he's getting, I think they held Chase back last week specifically to come back this game, to make sure he was 100% healthy. I just think I'm just going to take the over because, frankly, right now, like I said, I'm not a Chiefs doubter. I think they should still win, but it's going to be a tight game. And right now, Bengals have a two game winning streak versus them. So at this point, it's got to put up at this point.
Joey's so serious now. Holy crap!
Who, me?
Yeah, you're just staring
into
the camera.
I was reading about the Patrick Peterson interview. I guess he said some shit about Kyler Murray too, and they're fighting on Twitter now. So
yes,
yeah. So I was reading that real quick. But yeah, the Cincinnati KC game, I am taking Kansas City. Or no, I took the over 52.5. I don't think there's any way either one of these offenses gets stopped. So yeah, give me that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Arizona's not playing this week, are they?
No.
I don't see them on the list. Me and the rest, Trent and Clark also took Kansas City to cover. So
nice.
Got 3 on KC. I don't think this one is going to be particularly close. Cincinnati's been winning, but it hasn't been against great teams. So I think Kansas City will handle it.
I think the last time we talked about them not winning against great teams and they played Kansas City, something crazy happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't think of it.
Yeah, a lot of craziness happened. So, like I said, hey, they've won 2 in a row. So I'm gonna let Mahomes and them do the talking. He's got a baby boy at home, so he's going to show this is what daddy does, and hopefully he pulls out the victory. Maybe he'll win by, I don't know, 28 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so back to that, Joey. Patrick Peterson said something along the lines because they were talking about Cliff. Patrick was basically saying Cliff Kingsbury is going to take the fall for their season. He's going to end up getting fired, and it's kind of a shame. And then he went on to say something like, Kyler Murray is about Kyler Murray. He doesn't care about anybody else.
Yep, that's exactly what he said. And then Murray came back with, this isn't true. You on some weird shit. Patrick Peterson, you got my number. If you really felt like this as a big bro or mentor, you're supposed to call me and tell me, not drag me so you can grow your own podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, we've never had issues with any of our favorite teams exploiting, team secrets and stuff to promote their podcast. None of us have had to deal with that.
No.
Tyreek Hill. Okay, sorry.
Hey, at least he's not on their team anymore, right? On Kansas City.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Like I said, that was about the best outcome that could have happened. I think once he made it clear that he didn't care about being in Kansas City and he had the weird mental gymnastics that we wanted him out of there and we hated him. Okay, sure, get out of here, man. We got our value out of him, and right now it's working for Miami too. I mean, it's about as fair as it can get at this point.
And that's the funny thing. Did you see? So Patrick Peterson, when he left Arizona, he was still one of the top corners in the league. And apparently he was getting notes in his locker saying that he's not wanted here anymore. He's too old to be a good cornerback and stuff like that. Just getting random notes in his locker with like that. Like, I do not understand how that type of stuff goes on.
Is this middle school?
Yeah.
Left a note in your locker.
Yeah, exactly.
So weird, dude.
Oh, so speaking of Tyreek Hill, next game, Miami at San Francisco. San Francisco, 4-point favorites, total 46.5. I bet you guys can probably guess who I'm taking on this one. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Miami. I'm not sold on San Francisco. Their defense is awesome. Love their defense. Wish the Vikings had their defense. I do not think they'll be able to keep Miami under 24, maybe. I don't know. But I don't think they can keep up with them. So I would maybe San Francisco -1, go ahead, but at -4, nope, I'm going with Miami.
Did you happen to look at what the team total for Miami was?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'll check that here quickly.
Oh, I know that's been a bet you've been looking at the last couple of weeks. That might be worth it.
Against that defense, it's hard for me.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I have Miami +4 as well. Tua, I would say right now, I just think that offense is hitting on all cylinders. I know San Fran's great on defense, but I think right now with the offensive friendly rules and everything, I think that's going to work in Miami's favor. Tua as an underdog, he is 9-4-1 against the spread. So I'm taking Miami +4 just to get the points. I wouldn't be afraid, really, even Miami to be another underdog to if you're looking for a little extra money.
Clark took him.
Yep. I would say the only other thing I'm looking at is, I'm looking at the Niners schedule here, and I'm just going to read these fast. Bears, Seahawks, Broncos, Rams, Panthers, Falcons, Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, Cardinals, Saints. Right now, the one I would say dynamic offense that would compete at a Miami's level is the Kansas City Chiefs, and they allowed 44 points. So that is probably my biggest point on selling me on why I think Miami will at least keep it close, if not probably just straight up win this game.
20.5 is what their team total is. I think that's doable.
I think that's pretty fair.
Joey?
Yep. I am going Miami with the points. I, in my heart, still think that they are going to win it outright, but with San Francisco being at home, I'm going to take those points just to get an OW here. But yeah, I think Miami does win this. So just give me those.
Yeah, Clark took the money line. Trent went with the over 46.5. So
I also like that.
You think so? You don't think San Francisco is going to keep them low, huh?
No. I think if anything, it's going to be a high scoring game. I don't understand how San Francisco's offense isn't better, other than Jimmy G. Like they have threats at every single level. We went over this a couple of weeks ago. Like I don't understand why Francisco is not a juggernaut on offense, but with that defense, they've got time to get better. And by the time the playoffs come, they should be good. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that team total, that does look pretty tasty, actually. 20 points. I could see that. So you're telling me that they think Miami's only going to score 20, but San Francisco can score 24. Like, I just don't quite understand it.
No. You're overthinking it. You got the right pick. You have Miami +4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about that. Next game, Seattle at Los Angeles Rams. Seattle 7-point favorites, total of 41. Joey, you want to lead this one off?
Sure. I didn't even have to think about this one. Seattle, I'm taking with the points. Yeah, they're going to demolish these guys. The Rams are a dumpster fire right now. They're on their third-string quarterback, who looked serviceable last week, but he has no weapons. And that defense, Jalen Ramsey got turned around like crazy against Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, greatest tight end of all time. Yes, I said it. Clark, you can write that down when you listen to this. Greatest tight end of all time. I don't see any way that Seattle gets slowed down in this one with DK and then Kenneth Walker the third.
I'll piggyback that off. Thank you, Joey, for finally admitting it. It just took the most receptions and touchdowns and everything. But, hey, we got there. So I also have – Seattle -7, -7.5 is what I have on here. I'll take the -7 if I can get it. But either way, Seattle's covering. The reigning Super Bowl champs are dead. They are absolutely dead. 3-8 this year, and they are 0-5 against teams that are 500 or above. Their average margin of defeat in those 5 games is over 16 points. I don't know how this spread is this low. Anytime they play a good team, they're terrible. Seattle -7, -7.5, whatever it is, -9.5. I don't care.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of keep close is – oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Joey. Sorry.
I say the only reason I could see them keeping this spread close like this is because it's a divisional game. Other than that, yeah, there's no signs for me that this shouldn't be the biggest spread of the week, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Seattle, in my opinion, has kind of slowed down recently too. But, yeah, I agree. I'm taking the Seattle over 24.5 points for themselves. Team total. I think they can probably put points up against the Rams pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Clark went with Seattle covering, and then Trent went opposite and went with the Rams covering. So,
hey, so someone's got to be the opposite. Someone's got to play the heel, right?
Well, hey, that's another one for you to catch up on.
Exactly. I just looking at alternate lines as we're talking about how they lose these games on an average of 16 points. If you took Seattle -13.5, you get +165 for odds. So make a little bit extra money if you were that confident in them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this next game, the Chargers versus the Raiders. Chargers 1.5-point favorites with a total of 50.5. Brian, what'd you say when we first started, before we started this thing?
Yeah, this one I was I'll be honest, I don't know. I'm still looking at it and confused. How is this spread still only -1.5? Like, I get that the Chargers have injuries and the Raiders are on a bit of a hot streak right now. I mean, it only took them having a running back that had 300 total yards to win a game in overtime by 6 points. I mean, I don't get how they're even remotely close to a pick 'em versus the Chargers. I picked Chargers -1.5, and this is one of these games every week we go, why does this seem so easy? Like, does Vegas know something that we don't? Because I don't get this game at all. Chargers -1.5.
And I'm right there with you. I'm piggybacking off you. And I believe Trent is too. Yeah, I said the same thing. This 1.5 just seems like it's a fool type deal. I don't know.
Joey?
Yep, I thought the same thing as you guys, except I got scared of what does Vegas know. So instead of picking a winner, I'm just going to go over the 50.5. I think the Chargers can put up at least half that on their own, and I think Vegas, because it's a divisional game, obviously they're going to keep it close because that's the only games they can keep close. So yeah, I'm going to go with Vegas keeping it close, but it's going to go over the 50.5.
Clark is with you there too, taking the over.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, next game, Sunday Night Football here. Indianapolis at Dallas. Dallas 11-point favorites, 43.5 points. I hated this game. This is my least favorite game of the week. Either one of you want to go first?
I'll go.
Go.
Yeah, I think this is my second easiest game. Not to throw that in your face or anything, but I was looking up the scores. Indy has only scored more than 20 points, 20 or more points 3 times this year. I almost took the over on this, and then I looked that up, and I was like, I don't think that they even get to that halfway point as Dallas defense. So, yeah, Dallas by 11 seemed easy for me. As them rolling between Zeke and Pollard, and then you get Seed on the outside, and then that defense scoring. I think Dallas dominates this. I bet they win 14.
Brian?
Joey, you're putting up some convincing arguments. I mean, I would say I originally had Indy covering 11.5 points here. I've kind of been also looking at this under. With Jeff Saturday, though, with him coaching, they are 2-1 against the spread so far, and their only loss was Pittsburgh last week, which they were driving. So, I mean, I think he makes them competitive. I think he keeps them close. I'm going to stick with my gut. Indy plus 11. Just a lot of points. They can get scored like garbage time and keep it at 10.
That's a lot of points. And so I'm riding with Joey. I hate this pick, but I mean, I'm not sold on Jeff Saturday, but I look at how they kept it so close with Philadelphia, and that scares the crap out of me. But then they didn't keep it. Maybe it was a little closer than what the final score was, but they lost by a bit to Pittsburgh this week. The Cowboys just beat the Giants by 8, which to me is a better team than Indianapolis, and they completely demolished the Vikings. I have to go with Dallas. I can't go with Indianapolis on this one. Plus, it's a primetime game. It's a primetime game for Dallas at home.
Yep. I was going to say, you Vikings fans, I don't know how you pick anything besides Dallas covering this game.
Because 11 points is so much. It's so much.
I know.
But Clark took Indy to cover. And Trent took the over 43.5. So the KC guys, they're feeling it.
I was the original non-believer in Jeff Saturday, and he convinced me. Saturday can coach on Sundays, my friend.
That's good. Here, are you faux Andy Reid on Twitter?
Yeah. I was testing to see how the viewers and messaging. Yes, I am faux or fake Andy Reid on Twitter, and my avatar is me, my Andy Reid costume.
That's awesome. Love it.
That's on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot that we're on Twitch now.
Yep.
Does anyone have our handle?
Heartland Pulse.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, last game, Monday Night Football. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. We got the division rivalry everyone was looking for this year. Total Tampa Bay has 3.5 point favorites with a total of 40.5. This game sucks. I'm going with Tampa Bay because of Tom Brady. That's my only reasoning. This game just blows.
Is Andy Dalton still starting in handsome?
As far as I know, I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't care for either of these teams, to be honest. This is one of my last picks. I forgot to do it earlier. I just picked the under 40.5, man, because Tristan Wirfs is now officially out for the year, right?
Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That was literally the one injury that not even a skill position. Oh, Wirfs is out, a solid Iowa tackle. The one probably positive thing on that offense, yep, taking the under. I don't think the Saints can put up any points. Brady, Hall of Fame Tom Brady is not able to pick this team up right now. They're below 500, for Christ's sakes.
Now looking to escape to New England.
Yep. I would agree with you, except that I don't trust the Saints defense. I don't trust the Bucks defense. I'm going to go over on both these. The Tristan Wirfs, his injury would be bigger if it was one, if he was left tackle instead of right tackle, and two, if it was any other quarterback than Tom Brady. Tom Brady gets that fucking ball out so quick most of the time. He's still not going to get touched. I know Wirfs has great stats and has very few pass buys, but man, Brady's just so good at getting that ball out. So yeah, I'm going to go over on this. I think both teams just put up points, and I don't care who wins. I want them both to lose so the Falcons could get in the playoffs.
Here's my bold pick, because I'm going to pick with the under. It's going to be like 14-10, and Tampa Bay is driving, and Tom Brady is going to get one of those, because you said no one can touch him. He's going to get one of those bullshit roughing the passer calls that we've been bitching about this whole year, where it's like they graze the face as they're tackling him or something. And since it's old decrepit Tom Brady, they're going to get the roughing the passer, get the first down, and then that's when he shines, leads him to a touchdown, 17-14. The under hits. I'm happy. Yeah, that's my bold pick, is a shitty roughing the passer call. How
he'll get one of those where the defender comes up, grabs him, and starts going with him on top of themselves. But they still landed and put pressure on him. So,
yeah, his head did the smallest of whiplashes. So they are going to penalize him, and then they're going to execute the player after the game for touching Tom Brady.
The ball got stuck between them and hurt his chest just a little bit. So,
Trenton Clark took Tampa Bay to cover. So.
I mean, again, that should be an easy pick. Tom Brady 3.5, but it kind of been dookie this year.
It's crazy to me that typically in past years we'd be like, okay, this might be a pretty decent Monday Night Football game. This game is absolute trash. Like who wants to watch this? We'll watch it because we'll be streaming Monday night, but that's the only reason. There's probably going to be college basketball on that you guys are going to watch over this crap.
Yeah. I'm going to be watching the trailer for Cocaine Bear again compared
over
to this
and
game.
Over.
we were joking about that on Monday, and then the trailer came out because we're like, oh, maybe I'll see it when it comes to streaming, or I don't know if I got nothing. I legitimately want to watch that now. That trailer has me pumped for it.
I sent it to my brother, and immediately he's like, that looks amazing. Like, yeah, it does.
Yeah. Let's see. It has Ray Liotta, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the last ironically bad horror film that I watched was Dale Tucker versus Evil, and it was amazing. So
that movie's phenomenal. That movie is so good. Did you guys see the Gem Zombievers?
No. I have not seen Zombievers.
You and Kevin killing me this.
Epic movie. Absolutely. And it's right away it's got John Mayer and Bill Burr as a couple roadkill guys too, just driving in a truck down the road.
Yes.
Nice.
Fantastic movie.
Man, so be careful if you ever suggest one of those, like I would say, like, I wouldn't say B-roll, but like B-grade films, or like those like intentionally shitty films. Like Sharknado wouldn't be this, but like that type of category. I was insisting for like it's been 10 years since I'd last seen it, but like 2 Thanksgivings ago, I was like, dude, you gotta watch Thanksgiving. It is the funniest thing, you know. It talks about in the first scene, you see a pilgrim running in the field, and then her breasts get exposed, and then the turkey says, "Nice tits, bitch," and stabs her. So I'm like, that should be enough to convince people, right? And like, we get a laugh out of that first scene, and then it's another 80 minutes, and it's like if you ever watched comedy from like 10, 15 years ago, and they say things on TV that you would get canceled for now. That was the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
And I like completely forgot about that part, because the nice tits bitch portion of that movie was like, it overwhelmed my brain. And then everyone's like looking at me, they're like, this is the funniest film. Like, I didn't know they were going to say the R word so much, the F word so much. I just like, I remember the first scene, forget the rest.
Yeah, the rest doesn't do well anymore.
No, yeah, exactly. It was one of those, like, I was sinking in my chair. It was just like, please turn off the film now. Like, we saw the one scene I wanted to, but no,
Mhm.
I would say it. What would be another one of your like shitty films that you insist people have to watch?
That one. Oh, hey, there's my wife. Say hi, everyone.
No.
Hello.
Hi.
Only interviews.
Yeah,
Oh,
only interviews. Yeah. No, Zombievers would be the one. The funniest thing that I did with that one, and again, I think that is a top tier movie.
This is a sports.
Yeah,
podcast.
it's a sports podcast. Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
No, don't
It's a phenomenal movie. You have to watch it. But I recommended it to one of our radiologists, and I think and this guy is one of the funniest people I've ever been around, met. But apparently, telling an MD to go watch Zombievers, he loses trust in what your recommendations of good movies are.
Yep. Really,
yeah.
not even just movies, just in general, your opinion. And people will say they're going to go, Zombievers. Okay. Oh, I should invest in this company? Okay. And then they short sell it. Like, that's where you're at with it.
Yep.
So, but no, I don't know. I feel pretty good. I feel like another 16-0 week is coming for me.
Another? You've had one so far?
Let's I'm sorry, the first 16-0 week.
You've had some dang good weeks.
I think the best week I've had is 12-4, and I have only had one losing week. I've had a lot of weeks where I go 500, but I mean I've only had the one, and it was a bad losing week. It was like 4-11 that week. So
yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up. Everyone, make sure you're tuning in tomorrow night for the college. You guys are doing college football?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tune in for college football. Make sure you guys check out the stuff on In the Zone. What is it? In the zone.studio, right? I should know this right now. So bad at that stuff. So yeah, In the Zone's .studio. Joey's doing some writings. I'm working on some golf writing stuff now too. So that should hopefully be coming in the near future. I know, Bryant, you've mentioned you want to try to do some writing. I don't know if you're going to or not, but I know you kind of mentioned it.
I've been trying to think of a subject I'm passionate about, and I was thinking about even doing like a short form podcast on just like small subjects. Like, have you ever listened to Stuff You Should Know? Something like that, but way shorter. Like, I basically want to read the Wikipedia and then spew the shortened version of Wikipedia to people to make it that much easier. Here's the main points: A, B, C. It's like 5 minutes on your commute. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that, just workshopping it.
Yeah. And David, Eight-Legged Freaks would definitely qualify as that.
Yes. Yes, it would.
It is hard to beat anything David Arquette is in. That's for sure.
Agreed.
Yep.
There's a movie called Tusk that everyone should check out.
Yes.
It's just like that.
What's it on?
Pretty sure it's on
Is
Netflix
it
right
Hulu?
now. I don't know.
Yeah, before we
How
go,
about
we got to make sure people know where Tusk is at.
I've got two more movies too after that.
HBO Max.
Oh God. Yep.
Slither. That was like one of James Gunn's original movies. It's freaking weird, but it's worth a watch. The other one is Teeth. Have you guys heard of Teeth?
Don't bring that memory back into my brain.
You have, Bryant?
Yes.
You haven't, Joey?
No, I'm looking.
So basically,
hold on. This one's a little grotesque. So if you're a little weak stomached, you might just want to sign off now.
Yes, absolutely. So basically, if I remember correctly, this girl gets raped. If I remember correctly, so terrible start, and then she transforms with this disease or whatever called vagina dentata, where she gets teeth down in her private area. Yep. And you can only imagine after that.
Yeah. So anything that goes in gets bitten off. Can you figure out what happens next, Joey? like a Venus flytrap.
No.
thing.
Please keep explaining. Oh,
So-
You see,
um,
Joey, when a man loves a woman or a woman
Yeah.
loves a man,
Yeah,
actually, there doesn't even have to be love. It can be.
unfortunately, yeah, there's a couple men that get involved. They try and go in for surgery to remove it, and it says no, not today to the gynecologist or the doctor or whoever. And then the movie ends. It does. First off, it's a shitty movie, so if you get to the end, this doesn't spoil anything. But she's trying to leave town because she's like, I can't be around. This thing's happening, and she hitches a ride with like what you think is a sweet old man, like 70, 80 years old. And then she goes to get out of the car, and he locks the door, and you know what he's insinuating. And then I can't remember if she does a little like half smile or something, but you know what happens to the poor man's dingling afterwards.
damn. Yes.
So look that one up, Joey. Watch that one tonight.
Yep. We
No.
had a better movie minute tonight than we have in a while.
Talking about remember how awful these films were?
Yeah.
I'm wincing every 2 minutes watching that movie.
Yep. Well, all right. We can sign off. Anyone gonna come to my birthday party next weekend, huh? No?
All I know is I'm going to try. I don't know how to use this Photopea or Photoshop. I am going to make a valiant attempt to put Russell Wilson's sad face on that sad boy's birthday party picture and post it online.
Please do. That'll be so good.
It won't even be, I'll be honest, it's going to be the shittiest Photoshop, but I think that's going to make it a little bit better.
That's okay. That's all right.
Hell yeah.
I need
It'll be
to
just
like,
like
there's people that yeah, there's people that can like Photoshop great work within like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of something happening. And it's like, how do you do that? I don't get it.
They deserve all the money in the world, dude.
Mhm.
It's incredible. Like, I've never like the crying Jordan memes. It's like you had to have been like you had to have envisioned like your team was going to win throughout the week and took time because some of them are just chef's kiss beautiful.
Yep.
So
All right. Well, everyone enjoy the weekend.
mhm.
After you enjoyed the college football pod, this one will be out tomorrow morning,
Yep.
Thursday morning. So listen to it on the pod version too, just to get those listens up.
Yeah.
Tell your friends how amazing we are. And yeah, look deep into the In the Zone stuff. There's a lot of talented people on there. So
Yeah, it's only going to keep getting bigger. And if you want to get it on the on it, there's so you can get with us, or there's a lot of information on the website too.
yeah, absolutely. All right, fellas, you have a great night.
All right, appreciate
Peace
you
out,
guys.
homies.